So yesterday I got in Isom number 2 and I read the book. I want to say this. You might think that I give Eric July a pass just because I'm a fan. I do not. And I've stated before that in Isom number 1, there were definitely things that needed to be fixed. There was some things that were um, I wouldn't say inconsistent, but I would say the quality wasn't necessarily 100%. But here's where I gave him a pass. And I also mentioned this. This is a new venture. This is a brand new comic book company. There's no way I could expect this to be perfect and without kinks. It is not like Eric July came from the industry. His passion came from being a fan of comic books. He came out of the independent space and decided, you know what? Since the comic book industry in some key areas are not serving fans, I have some ideas that I believe will serve fans. And I'm going to offer up these ideas in a package that I think fans will like. And the first book was very good, had some flaws, some areas where he needed to, make some corrections. I'm going to say with Isom number 2, it's clear to me that he's been taking advice from some industry professionals that he has close ties with. I would say you can definitely see the effect of Chuck Dixon's advice on his writing. Because in Isom number 2, I'm not going to give away any spoilers. The pacing of the book was phenomenal. The way characters were introduced, great. The way the panels flowed, everything about it was so much better than Isom number 1 that I think he can only go up from here. If you're on a fence, if you didn't know whether you were going to buy Isom number 2 or not, and you took issue with some of the things that there was problems with Isom number 1, those things were fixed. I'm telling you 100% those things were fixed. This book, as long as it was, I got it in. I wanted to do a review last night, but I said to myself it was late. I got done reading the book and I couldn't put it down. Now, it's not that this wasn't the case with Isom number 1, because Isom number 1 was fantastic. I read that book. I was completely enthralled as I was reading the book. I loved every minute of it. But Isom number 2 had the it factor. You know, when you pick up a book and you're like, okay, I am in for a wild ride. That is the feeling I got when I was reading Isom number 2. From the beginning, like right out the gate, the book opens up and I'm like, okay, the pacing I can already tell is different. I am in for a wild ride. And the colorists and the artists he's getting for these books, they match so well. Cliff Richardson and Gabe El Taib. Cliff Richardson, penciling the book, Gabe El Taib doing the colors. Yo, this works beautifully. It works masterfully. Them paired together with his writing, yeah, this is phenomenal. I am very intrigued at what's coming with Alpha Core number 1 and Yaira number 1. If this is any indication of what you're gonna get from the Ripperverse, you went from, and this is my opinion. Other people might have other opinions. What I notice is there's always something to critique about a comic book. There is. No one is going to read a comic book, or there's going to be no comic book where you read and there's nothing wrong with it. There's always something that can be fixed. But I will say, from Isom number 1 to Isom number 2, there is such a drastic improvement in quality that whatever things can be critiqued, they fade into the background of the quality of this book, from both the paper it's printed on, to the script, to the pacing, to the art, to the colors. Of course, Gabe El-Taib and Cliff Richardson, they did a phenomenal job. This is a game changer. And I know you're probably going to hear people say that. And to some degree, I can see and understand if somebody were to make the argument, well, you were a fan of Eric July. You listened to his stuff even before he launched his comic book company. So, of course you're going to be interested. Look, I told you from the beginning, if the book is not good, as a comic book fan, I'm going to tell you it's not good. I think my reviews of books have been fair. There are things, even down to movies, there are things that people in the space that lean more toward my ideals, there's things these people don't like that I've told you I enjoyed. Some of the critiques that they've had, I didn't have. So I think I come into this fairly, and I think it's fair to say, if you buy, okay, this is what I'll tell you. If you buy Isom #1, if you haven't yet, if you're on the fence, you found my page, you're on the fence. Let's say you've listened to, you've watched my Wolverine video, which I got another one coming, not of Wolverine, of somebody else. Think it's going to be interesting. If you've watched my Wolverine video going over the backstory of Wolverine, if you watched any of my other videos and you didn't necessarily come to my page because of Isom, and you've heard me talk about the Rippaverse and you're like, I don't know. If you buy Isom 1 and 2, I'm willing to give my guarantee of this. Isom #1, you're going to like, but you're going to notice, there's some things that you can tell Eric July is new. I can almost guarantee you, when you get to Isom #2, you're going to say to yourself, is this the same person that wrote this? Like, this can't be the same. He has improved that much. This is a marvelous book. And in my humble opinion, the rest of the comic book industry is now on notice. They are on notice. Let's look at the Isom #2 campaign numbers. Right now, he has sold there's 17,000 purchases, but I don't know how many books are in that purchase, because I bought cover A, cover B, and I bought another issue of Isom #1 because I'd like to do a backstory narrative video. I don't want to do like a video where I go over the entire plot and give you everything, but I want to create a video similar to my Wolverine video at some point, maybe not right now, where I go over the backstory of Isom as we get, maybe after Isom #3 and we get a little more info. But right now, 17,000 purchases and he's at $2.1 million, and the campaign doesn't end till August 27th. Now, he may or may not go up from here. Either way, this campaign is a success. And I hope after reviews like this, and I'm pretty sure there are more reviews like this incoming, I hope after these reviews, I really hope people go out and buy this book, because I'm telling you right now, this is groundbreaking. It is groundbreaking, and it is worth your money.